Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Expansion Pack podcast, where we download this week's gaming news and we bring it straight to you. We got a special episode this week as our guy Jeff Keighley, host of the Game Awards, officially came out with the nominations for the show, which is actually going to be held on December 8th. And if you guys have been following us for long enough, you know we're going to be live streaming that bad boy. So this episode is going to be all about the nominees here. But of course, before we get into that, I'm your host, Danzel, aka Black Ice, joined by my co-hosts each and every week, starting with my guy over here to my right, Mr. Goopmaster Flex. How you doing, bro?
I'm coming straight out of war. Warzone 2 released. And let me tell you, your boy don't miss.
Happy Warzone 2 day, guys. We are recording
Of course.
On Wednesday. My guy, Mr. Goop, just came out with 2 dubs.
2 dubs on stream, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
It happens usually on stream.
Hey.
Pretty ass, but...
You got proof?
I got proof this time.
Yeah, man.
First match, I choked it because I was second place for first match. But then, the other matches after that were all, high. 2 were, first places in a row, and then the other one was just, a game that flopped. But, I would say a pretty productive day.
I need to get into, a full-fledged match. I played a couple rounds. We got pretty deep into it, but they had that crazy, jitter, whatever the hell is going on. Yeah, it was within the first hour or 2 of the game coming out or the game releasing.
Still happens, sadly, but
yeah. I gave up on Warzone for a little bit and I started playing the DMZ mode, which I do like so far. Definitely need to get into a little bit more, but I think it's a welcome change to the Warzone formula.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people were comparing it to Plunder. Definitely not like Plunder, not even close. It's actual missions. You're going up against NPCs and real people, and it's way more interesting than that. But yeah, so far I'm liking what they
Plunder in it.
No
No.
No Plunder.
It's only Warzone, DMZ, and then third person Warzone.
Yep, that's it for now. But they're probably going to release it later on.
Third person Warzone? Do you have that?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Third person. Yeah, third person modes in Call of Duty in general. You can play multiplayer in third person.
Yeah, and I saw multiplayer. I didn't know they were adding it to Warzone though. That's interesting.
Yeah. We'll definitely have a little conversation about Warzone after we actually get some more time with it. We're not gonna have an episode next week, so likely it'll be the week after that. Maybe we'll all give our impressions on that. Chris will get a chance to try it out a little bit. So, actually, speaking of which, Chris, I didn't get a chance to introduce you yet, Mr. 525 himself. How you doing?
Thanks for remembering me. I'm good.
We always get off on a tangent with Manny when he talks about what he's doing. So
yeah.
Or
Manny will be like, hey, this is my guy Manny, and he'll say some shit like, yeah, scoopity whoop poop poop, and then we'll be like, what the fuck? And then it throws everything off for 5 minutes.
Oh no.
Yeah, straight up, yeah. But yeah, no, everything good. Everything is irie. Everything good.
All right, well, we're switching up the formula a little bit. We're not doing a buffer today. We're really just gonna dive straight into the nominees and just give our predictions as to which games we think are going to win. There might be some commentary as to which games we think should have been nominated or shouldn't have been nominated. But let's get right into it here. So we're going to start off with the most anticipated game. So it's something that'd be coming out in 2023 or beyond. And the 5 nominees we have here are Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Starfield, Resident Evil 4, Hogwarts Legacy, and the newest Final Fantasy game.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chris,
the disrespect.
You got your mouth wide open here. Go. Let's start it off.
Disrespect.
Start it off. What are you expecting to see in there? What should be in there?
I thought Hellblade should absolutely be here. What the fuck is that about? Come on.
It's in the 2023. We still don't got a date.
It's got pushed back like that.
Well, I haven't heard. Well, I haven't heard an announcement. If there was an announcement that I'm
damn,
I'll start by saying this: that award doesn't necessarily mean the game needs to be coming out in 2023. Just says most anticipated. So it could be further out than that.
I'm shocked that it didn't even wow. You telling me? Well, damn. I mean, I'm not gonna act like the rest of the games here are not anticipated. But
so here's the thing: if they had to truncate it to just 5 games, which one of these games are you replacing with Hellblade? Yeah, exactly.
Can't. No. I mean, if I'm gonna be real, I know it's gonna hurt your feelings. I gotta take out Resident Evil because it's the only game that like we already know of. You know what I mean? Like it's not like new. Unless they're really gonna do a lot of things to that game to really make it be like, oh shit, this is a brand new experience outside of Resident Evil graphics and shit. It's hard for me to sit here and be like, yo, this should be in like most anticipated, especially over something like Hellblade. Like, come on,
Chris, I'm gonna let that slide because I know you're not initiated. I'm gonna let that slide. Because there ain't no way in hell.
Fantasy.
There ain't no way in hell.
But I understand why it's anticipated though.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not anticipating, I get it.
No, that game doesn't deserve.
Bro, listen, it doesn't deserve it. I'm not arguing with y'all, but we can't sit here and act like this. When Final Fantasy drops, people go buy it. Like that's why they're still around.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. When Final Fantasy drops, people gonna buy it. When Resident Evil drops, people gonna buy it. Both of those games will sell way more than Hellblade will sell. Like
they will. Like, I get it. I get it. I'm
over.
just saying, like,
even if Starfield's gonna be on Game Pass, and that game's gonna sell 10 times over Hellblade anyway. So like,
it just feels disrespectful. I'm sorry. It hurts.
I think it's a personal game that you're excited for, but realistically, like on the grand scheme of things, Hellblade's not like a known quantity, and it's not like, I don't know, like Ninja Theory's not like, they're not that developer, you know what I mean? They're not on the level of Bethesda, Rockstar, so on and so forth. So it makes sense that they're not in here for me, but I obviously anticipate that game for sure.
I get it, but god damn it. God damn
well,
it.
Like Dead Island 2 isn't there or something.
I'm not surprised by that. I feel like this list makes sense to me. It does. It makes sense to me. But out of these games, which one are you the most I'm assuming, I don't want to put words in your mouth here, but I'm going to make the assumption that it's Starfield or Zelda. But
absolutely.
Are you picking between those two? Gonna definitive one?
It's the.
Oh.
No, we lost him.
Yeah, no, definitely Starfield for sure. Just for the simple fact that I'm anticipating some new experiences when we play this. I keep on going back to the whole zero gravity fighting mechanic that they have in this game. Like, there's new stuff I think we're gonna uncover that we just ain't never done before. And Zelda, although I am very, very, very excited about Zelda. That shit comes out around my birthday and everything, but I don't expect them to like do anything groundbreaking with the game. I just expect them to make a very solid game. Like, I think it's gonna be a great sequel. I think it's gonna knock it out of the park. But all of the newness of the game, I think, already was in the other one. Unless they come out of the woodwork with a bunch of features in this game and they give me back dungeons and all that stuff, I don't know, man. Starfield just seems like it's a whole new experience. It gives us the whole, like an actual next-gen engine from Bethesda, which we kind of haven't seen yet. And we're so used to, the Mimi graphics and bugs and all this stuff that they've had in the past. There's just a lot of things to be excited for with this game. And I know they put a lot of effort into it. So, and if it does well, it's automatically going to carry over to my Elder Scrolls site. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this game, I am really, 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 really excited for this. I think I'm going to be up all night when this shit comes out. Deadass. Not even going to hold you.
Probably saying.
Not even going to hold you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Manny, which one you picking, man?
It's hard. I might have to go with Resident Evil 4 just because, like, Starfield is something new, but it's Resident Evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, I recently played the Resident Evil DLC for what is it called? Resident Evil Village. I enjoyed it, and I'm just like got me wanting more. And Resident Evil 4 is gonna be that more that I've been waiting for. You know what I'm saying? I just hope they don't like mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut parts of the game like they did with 3 and make it more like short or like act like.
But 3 was still an amazing game. That's the crazy part though. I feel like yes, you're right. They cut out certain things from 3 that were actually really a core element of the original games, but I feel like they did it and it served the purpose. I don't. I really cannot see them fucking up 4. I really cannot see them doing it.
If
It's
they
too
do,
important. It's
I'll
too
be
important to
upset.
the game.
You don't need disappointments.
Yeah, we don't. We definitely don't need any
Yeah,
disappointments.
I think the internet would not let them hear the end of that if that game comes out wrong.
Yeah, but yeah, Manny, I'm honestly kind of surprised you picked that one. I went with Starfield as well, but man, like Resident Evil was a very close second. I would say it's like a 1B for me. But yeah, it's funny. Chris said like it's something we've seen before, but it's like it's not really, and that's no, bro. I'm not even kidding, bro. Like it's if you play it, like we know we've been like relenting on this for a while, but like we need you to play Resident Evil 2 remake, 3 remake. Like they're such different games from the original. Like obviously there's a core story, like you're in Raccoon City, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're at the police station or whatever, but like the way it's handled is just so different, so much better, so much more immersive, visceral, all the things, all the words, that it feels like a much different game, just a better game. It's almost like taking a movie and like adapting it to a game. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it's that different of a medium because you're changing the perspective and like actually having it, over the shoulder, like being able to control the camera completely, being more nimble with your character and so on and so forth. Like it just becomes a much better experience. And for Resident Evil 4, which we talked about before, is like one of my favorite games of all time. It's considered in the pantheon of best games of all time. To get a remake for that, like, it's definitely really important. I think it's going to be a big deal. But
yeah, no, for sure.
But again, Starfield though, Starfield's it's an unknown quantity.
Yeah,
and Bethesda, they've this is their first like brand new IP in years,
like, long time,
ages, really. So to essentially get what we're talking about as Elder Scrolls or Fallout in space, like it's a really big deal. And from what we've seen so far, we're all definitely intrigued, and I'm very excited to play this early next year. So that's gonna be my pick.
Watch Zelda win. I got a feeling Zelda's gonna win it.
I would be shocked if Starfield didn't win. I'd be shocked if Starfield didn't win, just because of all the things that are going on around it. But Zelda, I mean,
it's definitely highly anticipated.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
I feel like they got that fan base there.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely anticipated.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on to the next topic here, the next category, I should say. We got best debut indie game. So this is going to be an interesting one. So we got Neon White, which honestly I don't remember that game. Actually, there's 2 of them on here that I don't really remember. But Neon White's first one, Norco, Stray, which is the PS5 exclusive, Tunic, and Vampire Survivors. So it's funny, this Vampire Survivors game's crept up out of nowhere because I've been, some of the people in our group that we play with has been talking about it recently. So I'm sure they're all happy to see it up on there. But we're gonna go in reverse order this time around. So Manny, I want to get your take on which one you think is gonna win.
I'm sad. There's no seafood.
Exactly. Well, I knew he was gonna say it. I was gonna say it.
There's no seafood, bro.
Well,
I don't know why seafood hasn't been getting that much love.
Hold on, wait. But time out. Sifu's not Slowclap's first game, so that's why they're not in here.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Yeah, it has to be the studio's very first game. That's why they're not in here. So,
the only problem is I ain't really like play most of these games. The only ones I really played was like 5 minutes of Tunic and more of Stray. So I'm gonna just have to go with Stray. It's a boring answer, but I can't just like go out here and just pick a random game and act like I played it.
I think it's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting fight between the 2 games you mentioned. But Chris, I think I can assume which one you're gonna go with. But.
You already know, man. I have played Stray a good amount at this point. Still feel like I'm barely even towards the middle of the game, but it's great. It's a really good game, man. And it's one of those games where like Mass Effect is probably the only other game that had this effect on me, where I played it initially and I'm sitting there like, yo, what the fuck, bro? This shit ain't even that lit, bro. Game of the year. Wait, what? Greatest hits. And then like an hour or two into it, you're like, all right, this shit kind of high. It's okay. And then another hour passes and you're like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. This shit kind of hard, bro. Because that's what it is. Because Tunic doesn't hold your hand. You know, it doesn't tell you what path to take when you start. It doesn't tell you any of that shit. You just gotta figure it out. And once you get the sword and you're like actually able to hurt certain enemies, you're like, yo, this shit kind of wild. Okay, man, let me stop. I'm gonna start going into a whole Tunic rant, but that is my answer. I definitely think they put their foot in that game for sure. Yeah, automatically Tunic. All the love and praise.
Okay.
All right, Tunic.
Tunic's gonna be my pick as well. I played like the bare minimum of Stray. I just found it to be kind of silly. You know, whatever. It is what it is. It appeals to certain people. Maybe I'm just not a cat person, so whatever. But but yeah, Tunic. I did play. You know, I didn't play that much more, but I did play a decent amount of it, and I do enjoy it. It definitely has that Legend of Zelda vibe to it. I mean, they're not even particularly shy about it in the way, you know, the promotional material looks and the way the character looks and all that stuff. So Tunic's gonna be it for me. I really do think it is going to be between those two games, Stray and Tunic. Part of me feels like Stray's gonna end up winning, just because there's like a love for cats on the internet that is unmatched. But yeah. We'll see how it goes. Well, moving on to the next topic here, just to burn through some of these real quick, because I think some of these we pretty much know which ones are going to win out of these. So we'll do best multiplayer here. So just to read off their description on the website too, because it's I guess not exactly what you would think. So for best outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and MMO experiences. So not necessarily just, you know, like a shooter or, you know, PvP type of modes, but all encompassing modes as well. So our nominees are Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which by extension will probably also include Warzone 2, which kind of gives it an unfair advantage, but alas. And then you got Multiverses, you got Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, and TMNT Shredder's Revenge, which was a very underrated game, and I feel like this one's gonna get shit on because it's very good, but I feel like it should win. But alas, Manny, what do we got on this one?
Man, I wish Multiverses didn't fall off, man. I love Multiverses. That game had me hooked for a month straight, month and a half maybe. I was fucking killing them with Harley Quinn. I was like top 5,000 at one point. I felt great about myself, but it just like, I'm not gonna say the game didn't put out content because it did, but one thing that kind of ruined it for me was like a rank system. I need a rank system because at that point, if I don't have a rank system, and I know they just added it like a couple weeks ago, then I feel like I'm playing for nothing and I'm just playing for fun at that point, and it gets boring. It's repetitive, but I'm gonna have to go with Modern Warfare 2. Just because Call of Duty multiplayer, bro. You can't go wrong with it. Modern Warfare 2, despite it, you know, having some of its flaws, I still think out of all this, like, it's Call of Duty multiplayer. I miss it. I love it so much. It's like, it may be the same thing. You know, you got them annoying snipers or campers and stuff like that, but it's classic Call of Duty, right? So I got to go with Modern Warfare 2.
Yes, sir. I would be shocked if that game doesn't win. Just say that right now.
I feel like Overwatch 2 is going to win. I think Overwatch 2 might have the bigger base. I don't know. Like, I got to it's just going to somehow, like,
the
creep
bigger
up.
Base? Base where?
Not the bigger base. But I feel like that game is going to just because it was, like, free to play and a lot more people got their hands on it. I think that might
put this into perspective for you right now. Let me put this into perspective for you.
Oh my god.
The two biggest video game manufacturers in the world are having a public fight in the court systems in the United States, the European Union, and the British, like, you know, governance or whatever, over Call of Duty. Call of Duty's winning this shit. My God.
I would have.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing Call of Duty got this all locked.
Yeah, man.
He said it.
I mean, I
he
agree.
said
It's definitely going to be Call of Duty. But I will say, I don't think Overwatch is the one that challenges it. I think sneaky-wise, it would be Splatoon. If there was any other game, I think that would maybe come up for that crown. No, don't, because listen, I would have thought the same thing a couple weeks ago, but I truly discredited how big their fan base is out in overseas and shit. Like, I had no idea that this many people fucked with that shit over there. So, well, at least more so over Overwatch. I don't hear nobody talking about Overwatch, bro. Like, nobody.
Done.
I
But
definitely hear a decent amount of people. Like, Overwatch has got its little following, but it's not
I
anywhere
know.
near. I feel like it's kind of a niche thing. Just like I feel like Splatoon is a niche thing. But I think out of all those games, the one with the most mass appeal is Call of Duty.
Yeah. It's very clear.
Yeah.
Even a blind person could see that shit, bro.
Yeah,
Come on now.
All right. Well, there's that. I mean, I'm locking that one in. That's my lock of the night, right there. So if that doesn't win, man.
Yo, when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle takes that shit, we all about to be sitting there like,
yeah, jaw open.
I'll be happy.
I honestly would be happy too. I'd be happy too because I think they do deserve a lot of joy and like respect and I guess recognition for all their work because I think that game is really good and obviously a lot of people were excited about it. All right, so moving on to the next category as well. So we're gonna talk about the best sports or racing game, and this is always an interesting topic to get into. But got the 5 nominees here. So we got F1 22 from Codemasters. We got FIFA 23 from EA, and NBA 2K 23 from 2K Sports. Gran Turismo from Sony, and Ollie World from Private Division. So I'm just gonna say outright right now, I'm going to just pick 2K because it's the one that I enjoy the most. I wouldn't be surprised if FIFA ended up winning because I've heard really good things about this one, and it is the last FIFA game, the very last one with the FIFA branding. You know, it wouldn't be surprising to me to see it kind of sneak in and grab a dub. But Chris, what are you taking on this one?
I think you got a couple. I mean, it's probably going to be 2K for sure. But I could definitely agree with you and say FIFA is right there with it. I think a lot of people have good things to say about Gran Turismo as well. But I don't know. The Gran Turismo talk didn't seem nowhere near the height as of the Forza talk. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's going to be enough to take it. But yeah, either 2K or FIFA got that one for sure. Not Ollie World. Like, the fuck?
Ollie.
Don't hate on Ollie World.
My bad, y'all. If y'all like Ollie World, yo, more power to you, yo. I gotta control my judgments. My bad, y'all.
Yeah,
my bad. My bad, y'all. My fault. I got myself.
All right, Manny, which one are you taking?
I'm about to go with 2K. Like if Gran
all that.
Like if Gran Turismo that shitty like story mode progression tutorial system, I think I would probably pick Gran Turismo because as a racing simulator, it's actually a pretty solid game. But that whole like game forcing you to play this 10-hour long tutorial just to like get everything, it was a big turn off. So I'm about to go with 2K.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's another one that doesn't surprise me either. So jumping over to the next one here. So we're gonna get into skipping over actually a couple different categories. Getting into best fighting game. Now this is a weird one.
You don't want family, huh? Like best family? No, mess with you. It's a joke.
We good. I was looking at the nominees. I was like, all set on this one. But yeah, best fighting game. And their criteria on this one is for the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. So they just ignored the concept of like an actual fighting game here. And we'll get into the nominees now. So we got DNF Duel, Be Real, which I have never heard of that game.
I don't know what that is either.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventures All-Star Battle R. I've heard some very good things about that game. We got King of Fighters, got Multiverses, and we've got Sifu. Why the hell is Sifu in here? I'm gonna just start off with that. I feel like that's weird to me, man. It's not like when I think about a fighting game, you know, like I'm thinking about traditional, like all the other games on here. I mean, I don't know enough about the DNF Duel, but I hear Duel. I'm assuming, you know, there's a traditional
PvP,
fighter in there somewhere. All those other games make sense to me, but like I feel like they just didn't have any other games, so they want to throw Sifu up in there. But like Sifu's not like a fighting game per se. It's like it's an action game, you know, like that makes sense. Throw it up in there, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, like you said, they changed it where it says primarily around head-to-head combat. So I guess that technically is like head-to-head combat.
But what do you think came first, though? Do you think? Personally, I think it was a matter of, okay, let's go find all the fighting games. Oh shit, we don't have enough fighting games that are worthy of being in this category. Oh shit, Sifu's here. Let's throw Sifu in there and then change the wording on this thing. I feel like that's what happened. But, could be wrong.
Shit. If they didn't add Sifu, JoJo, man. That JoJo game was so fun. But that's probably because I'm biased and I love that anime, but
I couldn't vote for Sifu here because it just felt wrong. It was like, this don't deserve to be here. So,
I feel like Sifu, just because out of all these games, Sifu is probably like the most fun, in my opinion.
Really?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say this. When I think back to my time with Sifu, I felt a lot of emotions, but pure fun. I don't know.
It was fun, going through a roller coaster.
Yeah, I mean, I love the game, but goddamn, man, that shit had me stressed. I'm stressed thinking about it.
Yeah, Sifu, man. Just the way everything was done, the fucking combat, the way you countered, and there's different ways to counter for different enemies, different attack types, and all that kind of things. I loved it. I loved it all, and fuck, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I would go with. I would either go with Sifu or JoJo.
I wish I played JoJo, man. I really wish I played. I might have to try to find a way to get my hands on that. For me, I had to go with Multiverses because I really, really love my time with that game, and I feel like it's like there's been a couple Smash Brothers clones out there. Brawlhalla, one of them, just to name it. But this is the best Smash clone I've seen, hands down, bar none, not even close. And I feel like this is one of those games that's set to like really explode down the road. Like it had a decent launch. And there's still a lot of things that need to get thrown into the game. It's free to play. It's going to be living on in damn near perpetuity. They're probably going to keep iterating and adding characters onto the game. I think the future for that game is very bright. And even though it's not exactly where it needs to be right now, I think next year, even the year after that, like I think it's going to be like huge, in my opinion. It'll be on the esports circuit, all that shit. Like it's going to be like...
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's a competitive game. I definitely see that. And I feel like... The problem is Multiverses came out at the perfect time, but like I think what ended up happening is like as it came out, people were starting to find flaws and stuff like that. So like it kind of like probably held back their time schedule, I guess. Yeah. So release schedule of things. So I'll give it to them. Multiverses definitely, like I said earlier, it was a really fun ass game, but. Oh, man, I'm just a biased JoJo fan, so.
All right, Chris, which one are you taking out of these?
I'm probably gonna just go with Multiverses, just based upon like it had like a serious, I don't want to say a day in the sun, but when it came out, people were hype about it and people played the shit out of it for that period of time. I don't know if people are really still gung-ho about it now, but I think it's one of those games that's gonna go through up periods and down periods. Like as they add new characters, as they add new things to do or whatever, sometimes it's gonna be lit, sometimes it's not. But that's kind of a cool thing because that just kind of tells you that it has the potential to be a game that could just live on. Because you have like a plethora, more than a plethora of characters to just cherry pick whenever you want to do something new. It's not so restricted as Smash is. You know, Smash you have to really dig now at least because they added so many characters that people care about now. You really got to dig for somebody great to add to Smash now for it to make an impact. You know, whereas multiverses, nah. Like, I think they're going to get to a point where even if you don't like a lot of the characters in it, there's going to be at least one character that fits most people or one character for you to choose. Or I just see a lot more fluidity with what they're doing with multiverse, man.
And just the amount of like IPs or franchises that they have to pick from, like they're so diverse. You already know, we're getting like a Neo or Trinity from the Matrix. You know, like there's like random little offshoots. Like I mean, hell, we got LeBron James up in there from Space Jam. You know, like I think
Jon Snow, we get all of them.
Yeah. There's a lot of options they have for sure. So, well, yeah. So I guess we'll jump into the next couple categories here. There's three in particular I'm looking at right now that should be pretty quick. Well, at least this one I feel like is going to be a pretty definite one. So, best RPG. So,
Elden Ring.
Oh, come on, man! Let him say the categories, man. God.
But for real though, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Facts.
But I do want to still say the nominees. So of course, Elden Ring is the first one from Software. We got Live a Live from Square. We got Pokemon Legends Arceus, however you say that. We got Triangle Strategy, and then we've got Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And yeah, I mean, Elden Ring, are we all in agreement on that one?
I barely even played the game, and I have to agree with it. like even if I was a max hater for that game, there's no way you can deny it.
Yeah.
There's no way, bro. It was too lit. Everybody was talking. Even cats who normally don't play these games was playing Elden Ring.
Yep.
Like, that's the thing that kind of impressed me about it. Do you remember when we had that episode way back? We were like, yo, you know, some of these hood dudes, all they do is play 2K and COD. Some of them dudes was playing Elden Ring too.
It was big, bro. It was like I remember opening up my TikTok and like I'm not really like in the gaming like algorithm portion of TikTok, and I was just seeing mad memes, bro. Like tarnished this and that and Radon and Melania and like that. Yo, like I was just seeing mad stuff. I was like, wow, this is like a cultural moment for gaming. Like this is huge, you know? So yeah, that told me everything I needed to know about Elden Ring there right then and there. So yeah.
Even the RPG elements, yeah, that game definitely, you know, the way you can build your characters and stuff and the items you can collect, the items you can upgrade to. Yes, perfect.
We got Chris. I'm gonna say it again. I say it all the time, man. We gotta get you back in there. We gotta get you in there at least by the end of the year, before our like end of the year special, our own like award show. We gotta get you, you know, at least halfway through that game, at least. But yeah, we'll jump to the next category. So we got best action adventure game. So the nominees on this one are A Plague's Tale: Requiem, God of War: Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, sorry, and Tunic. I feel like this is another one that we can all come to an agreement on. You know, God of War, I think has this one on lock.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Award that gives them, bro. That's a what? That's how play the game.
Man. Well, like, yo,
go, freaking go.
Tell me how you make a ballot for this, right? And you write God of War on there, knowing how good it is. And then the next game you write down the Stray, and you're like, oh yeah, those two definitely belong next to each other. Like, what?
A freaking loser. You're like, all those cat dads out there are gonna start in the lines and be like, yo, vote for Stray. And I'm gonna.
They're definitely gonna do that. They're definitely gonna do that, bro.
So pissed if that happens.
There will be social media campaigns for this game. Yeah.
I really hope that doesn't happen.
I hope.
We'll see.
Deserves every way, shape, and form.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fuck Horizon and fuck Plague Tale. I know they're both good games, But fucking God of War, I don't even know why fucking Stray is in here because it's not even an action game. Well, actually, I don't know. I never really.
It's an adventure game, though.
It is an adventure game. So I guess that's really
Fuck the
more what they're
adventure.
leaning on. Is you could be action or adventure, but yeah, because they mention it. It says like for best action adventure game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. So like there is that in Stray, but there's a lot more of that in God of War. That's for damn sure. So yeah, God of War.
Stray.
Definitely.
I know them cat dads are gonna fucking hate me, or cat lovers gonna hate me. But.
Yo, you about to have
Mr.
Fat Rabbit, Mr. Fat Rabbit, and Simi Butler on your butt, yo. You better chill.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Now let's.
All right. Let's move on. Let's get to best
Yo, man's
action
passionate,
game.
bro.
Damn, I said fuck him, yo.
I think Isaiah. That God of War will fucking take the cake.
Yeah,
Isaiah
no
just
doubt.
he doesn't have his PS5 because he let somebody else borrow. But
yeah, no doubt. But you know, it is what it is. All right, so we get into best action game here. So that's for best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. So we got Bayonetta 3, got Modern Warfare 2, got Neon White. I really got to check that game out because I'm seeing that. Oh, that's made by Annapurna. I definitely got to check that game out. I'm surprised that I haven't heard anything about that. But anyways, Neon White, we got Sifu, and then of course we got TMNT, Shredder's Revenge. So I want to do a little special shout out for that game because I think it's very good. But of course, y'all already know where I'm going with this one. It's Sifu. I think Sifu is going to be that game. It was an amazing action game. It really, combat was just fantastic, and you know, like that martial arts style. I feel like we're not getting enough of that, like hand to hand martial arts combat in video games anymore. So I'd love to see more of that, and I hope that Sifu kind of kicks that off a little bit. But yeah, Chris, what are you on with this on this one?
I probably have to agree. And I haven't even played Sifu, but I've seen the decent amount of reviews and stuff for it at this point, and I've listened to you guys gush all over it for a while now. So, I think one of the biggest aspects to it is they seem to have nailed the combat, but I don't know. Would you guys think that the game is that good if it didn't have that aspect of you aging after you lose a fight, or would it not hit for you?
more like, no, that everything mattered, or else you'd be an old fart and die.
Yeah, definitely give it more sense of urgency, like more, give you more anxiety in the game. But the combat and the mechanics of the game were still like fantastic. If you take that stuff out of it, the idea of permadeath and aging and all that stuff, still good.
Did the aging actually like slow down your movements and shit like that?
It made you stronger, but you
aging
also
did?
Yeah, like you got that like old man strength type of thing.
I think in order to, you know the right points to hit, but you like were more vulnerable to death because like you're old.
Stamina dipped.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Not even stamina, just like your health bar, like was like if you got hit, it mattered a lot more than when you were like 28, you know, versus being 70 or whatever. So you could only take like 2 hits when you're 70, whereas you could take a beating at 28. That's really all the biggest difference. But yeah, it was an interesting mechanic too, because you have to figure out, okay, if I'm in this fight, if I get to this certain point, like let's say I get to 50 and I know I'm only on like level 3, should I just die outright and start over? Like, you know, how do I like maneuver through that? So there was some strategy built into it as well. But yeah,
okay.
Manny, you taking Sifu as well?
Man, yeah, I'll go with Sifu because like when I think of action, I do think of more of hand-to-hand combat games, and Modern Warfare 2 isn't really a hand-to-hand combat game, but it's a good shooter. But I feel like since there is so much shooters, they had to like put that in here.
Yeah,
somehow,
I was thinking that too. I was like, they don't really have a shooter category. I know they used to do that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go with Sifu. Call of Duty's probably gonna win just because it's Call of Duty, but yeah.
All right, so moving on. So this is kind of weird. I'm looking at these two categories here, and they're basically the same thing. I'm pretty sure they have the exact same nominees. Hold on, let me verify this before I say it out loud. I want to talk some shit before I know what I'm talking about here. Okay, so there's it's literally the same category except for one. So we'll get into it real quick. So we've got best ongoing game and then best community support. We could burn through this one real quick, but the nominees for best community support and best ongoing game all include Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy, and Fortnite. But the only difference between the two is that community support has No Man's Sky, whereas the best ongoing has Genshin Impact. Interesting to me.
Hmm.
I'm gonna just go right out and say, like, I think for both categories, Fortnite, Fortnite is running away with that, in my opinion. I actually, I believe that they may try to break it up. They may give best ongoing to Fortnite and a different, something different to someone else. But I
Yeah.
think within whichever one of those Fortnite wins it, I think they're gonna debut like the new season of Fortnite on the Game Awards or have some big reveal about it on the Game
Yeah.
Awards. I really feel like that's gonna happen because Epic Games and Jeff Keighley they've had such a strong partnership specifically around the Game Awards and like revealing new game modes and skins or whatever the hell it possibly could be. Epic Games wants to do this whole metaverse thing, and I know that Jeff Keighley's been pretty keen on trying to incorporate the Game Awards into that. So keep an eye out for that section between those two games. I feel like there's going to be something really interesting that ends up happening. So
Maybe we get like a little hint because I know they're ending chapter 3 for oddly some reason. I think it's like soon since it's been only a year since chapter 3 started, but maybe we'll see some like a little hint for chapter 4.
I think so. I really do. Especially
Actually,
this
and
last,
we might see first person mode being introduced. Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah, that's been like a big rumor floating around for like the last year.
that'll be interesting. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
I think they're going to do it big. I think Fortnite
Oh yeah,
always represents. But yeah, Chris, what do you think, man? Between the two categories, you thinking they both go to Fortnite? You thinking they get split?
Fortnite definitely gets best ongoing. I don't know enough about the community stuff outside of like Bungie to really talk much about that. But if I'm looking at it just from what game looks like they add constantly, what game constantly is innovating new stuff, what is constantly adding new modes, new maps, new characters, new abilities, it's Fortnite. That stands down. But yeah, they probably do win the other one too because you would have to assume that with them making all these decisions that usually get received pretty well, that they do a decent amount of at least listening. I don't know if they talk to the community like that, but they definitely listen. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
yeah, they're probably gonna win both.
So I guess that's a good community support.
Yeah.
That is very true. That is very true.
I just don't know if they have that transparency where they like come out with like how Bungie does the TWABs and stuff like that. I don't know if Epic does things like that, but yeah, they're definitely listening, bro, for sure. There ain't no way they're not. They're doing everything they can to make sure people are happy, and people have been happy for like damn near almost a decade now. When you really sit back and you think about how this run that Fortnite has been on, it's kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid, bro. Like, when did it come out?
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. It had to be before that. No way.
Well, Fortnite came out 2017.
Yeah.
The summer was, Save the World. And then
It's only been 5 years?
it's only been 5 years, but like I mean, it felt like a
It's
long
been a
time.
strong.
Yo,
5
it
years,
feels like, it feels like it's been a minute, bro. Wow.
Fortnite's, no matter what, they always stayed relevant and surprising, but also amazing to see at the same time.
Yeah.
That's
sure.
something, man. They made this 5 years feel like a whole decade plus. Like straight up with all the content that they giving people. Like, damn, bro. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the I guess really the final 6, like the kind of the top tier of the categories here, because a lot of these are overlap. Actually, no, sorry. There's one extra one before we get to the last 6, and that's gonna be best performance. I almost missed this one. So I like this. I like this. I'm actually excited to talk about some of these. But we've got Ashley Birch from Horizon Forbidden West. We've got Charlotte McBurnley from A Plague's Tale. Got my boy Christopher Judge, who plays Kratos in God of War.
Boy.
We got Magnan Gage in Immortality. I can't remember. I feel like if I remember correctly,
I know that name from somewhere. Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, that game is like that FMV game where like actually not even gonna get into it. And then the last one here is gonna be Sunny Suljik. I hope I said that right, but I'm pretty sure he plays Atreus in God of War Ragnarok.
Mm.
Personally, just because my boy Christopher Judge, he already got this award before, so I had to go ahead and give it to Sunny. I casted my vote for Sunny because I feel like Atreus did such a great job in this game. And I mean, I haven't finished it yet, so Manny may have a different opinion on this, and I know he's a Kratos guy at heart, so.
No, I gotta agree with you. Atreus, Sonny did a fucking great job. Atreus, I hated him in the first game because he was like that annoying little bratty kid, but this game, the performance is great. I love him. I love his character. It makes me like want to see like what they're gonna do in the future, of course, with the way the story panned out, and like how that's gonna go. But I gotta go give it to Sonny. Atreus was, believe that like like God of War like itself would make me like another character than Kratos like to play as like I thought I was gonna go play as Atreus and be like, oh, I gotta fucking play as a trash again, but like it made me like actually enjoy his character more.
I will agree, I found myself in some of these moments being like, damn, he's pretty fucking fun. he's worthy for sure.
Boy,
Chris, I know you haven't played most of these. Actually, yeah, no, I don't think you haven't played these. So, do you have a shot as who you think will win?
I'm gonna pretty much probably just rock with God of War. I don't see why I would go against it at this point. Y'all motherfuckers is making it sound incredible. The internet has been making it sound incredible. I'm not gonna go against it. I'm not.
Are we going Kratos or Atreus?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even. Yeah, you're right. That's hard for me to answer. I guess I'd have to go with Kratos just based on a little bit of stuff that I've seen. I barely even heard Atreus talk, and that's even dating back to the first game. Yeah. Like I barely know much about the kid's character like that. I just know he is a character. Yeah. So I guess by default, I'd have to go with Kratos.
Different actor because he was more of like that little
younger. Yeah.
Just a different vibe entirely. But yeah, I mean, you got to play the game, man. It's very good, very good. But
I'll get a PS5 soon. Yeah, good job.
All right, so moving on to the next few here. So we got best audio design. We'll kind of rapid fire most of these because I don't know, not too much to say about the next three, I think. But best audio design, we got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, we got Elden Ring, we got God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo 7, and Horizon Forbidden West. So my vote had to go to Ragnarok, but I was torn because I did kind of want to go with Elden Ring because I do remember how immersive the sound was, especially going through like caves and stuff and hearing the different creatures coming at you. But yeah, Ragnarok is really hitting on these headsets. These headsets is nice.
Yeah, they really are good. They really are good.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, when you think about audio design, I love the way the Carsonic Gran Turismo because they're pretty spot on with the voice of like the exhaust and everything like that, and then like the way when you change your certain exhaust, the way certain exhaust makes certain noises and everything like that, all that kind of in-depth noises. So I'm still gonna go with God of War.
Like I said, all that to say God
of War.
Oh, wow. Man, I love it. Chris, what about you, man? Which one are you going with?
A lot of the stuff I haven't played, obviously, again, but damn. I guess this is probably not going to win. I don't think it will, but I am very much enjoying what they've done in the headset when it comes to this new Call of Duty so far. The last game felt pretty good too in terms of some of the stuff that they had going on, but this newer one, man, like it feels like you can hear literally every single click, clack, clank when you reload your weapon. The gun burst sounds good. Explosions sound great. Although people are complaining about the footsteps, they're very much, you could hear them. I think in the last version of the game, people complained about them too, but it was more of a thing like I could hear the footsteps, but I don't know what direction they're coming from. I feel like it's way better in this game in terms of I hear it, boom, because I've been snapping on doorways, bro, snapping. As soon as I hear your shit and you clocking through that hallway, bro, yo, and then they stupid ass want to walk out. Um, yeah, I guess I have to. That's just the only game I have enough to go off of with this one, but I'm sure it's gonna lose to one of these other games. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm sure.
That's fair.
Pretty
That's
sure.
fair.
The problem I have with Call of Duty is like sometimes the at least the spatial audio like kind of feels consistent in the sense of like you would think somebody's like walking in like the same floor, but they're like a floor above you, whatever. It's like, why does the footsteps sound like they're right behind me, but they're not? But that's my one issue. But Call of Duty, you know, like you said,
See, I think it got better with that stuff. I had that problem in 2019 a lot.
I feel like I have a little bit more with this one, but
That's interesting. Interesting.
I feel like I didn't have a problem with 2019 really, and I don't really have a problem with this one. I feel like it's pretty much what I'm expecting it to be, but
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I've never really had an issue with the game, but I do think that the sound design is decent in the game. I just think in comparison to like the immersion I feel with some of those other story games, a little different.
Yeah.
But yeah. So moving on to the next one here. Keep it rolling. So we got best score and music, and that one's for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtracks. I remember last year, I think we were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy here because I think they had the licensed music. This year is going to be a little different. So we got A Plague's Tale Requiem. We got Elder Scrolls, Elden Ring. Got God of War Ragnarok, Metal Hellsinger for you metal fans out there, and Xenoblade Chronicles. So,
Yeah, this is a tough one, bro.
gotta go with God of
yeah. I was gonna say I voted for God of War.
The way the music when it cues in perfectly with like the situation and everything like that, and just like the way it is with everything. It's hard like kind of saying spoilers of like what's happening and what's going on, but that should be hidden. Like I remember this is probably like not really a spoiler. It's like there's this part where like Kratos is like, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. This man was going to bed and like the music was going in the background. This dude Kratos is all like, damn man, like I fucked up badly. Like, and he's showing that emotion, and that's putting emotion at me. And I'm like, damn, it sucks seeing Kratos like this because he's usually like a badass motherfucker. But like this dude is mad, like he's devastated, he's defeated, and he's like, like the music playing in the background doesn't help. It's making me shed a tear or two. And I'm like, damn, man, this game is so freaking beautiful.
Yeah, I would have to say the moments of the score that I enjoyed the most are the peaceful moments, the calm moments. So there was a moment in particular after a boss fight where you like walk out onto this canyon and like you and the character that you're with are like commenting on how beautiful it all looks and like the realm that you're in is very, very beautiful, and like the like music and the like soft score that was playing in the background. I was like, I really like this. It's not something that I normally pay attention to, but I don't know, definitely caught my attention. I really enjoyed how it was. So Chris, I know again you didn't play these, so I'm honestly just gonna skip you on this one here.
Yeah.
I
Go
feel
ahead,
like,
man.
Yeah, I feel like there's not much you could say on these, so
I don't got nothing.
yeah, you'd have to get a feel for it, like to play the game. So
I got nothing, bro.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So we're getting over to the best art direction here, and this is definitely gonna be an interesting one. So we've got nominees: Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok. There's a growing theme between those two. Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, and Stray. I'm gonna just tell you right now. For me, I had to pick Elden Ring. Elden Ring. Art direction on that game is phenomenal. The different biomes that exist in that game. yeah, it's just like there are moments where you're sitting on top of like a mountain or whatever, and you can see out to the rest of the world, and like the draw distance is beautiful. There's clouds, there's everything. Like it's just a fucking beautiful ass game. So for me, I definitely had to go with Elden Ring. But I'll give a little runner up to Horizon Forbidden West just because I feel like especially like when you're swimming underwater in that game. I mean, even like the little demo that we saw last year before the game came out, like showing off the elements of like the smoke grenades and all the different things. Like it's just that is such a beautiful world to engross yourself in. And also by virtue, God of War also has all those crazy different biomes as well. But Elden Ring, in my opinion, was my favorite to kind of delve into. So that's my pick for sure.
Yeah, it's hard between those two. It's like you're right. Elden Ring's world, not even of like like graphically. I remember we're saying like it doesn't look like the best, but like the world around everything, and like not even just that, but like the animations of like the attacks and moves and the way the boss fights and oh man, everything. Just as much as I want to go God of War, I gotta say like since Elden Ring is, I'm not gonna say it's like a new because like we've seen Dark Souls and stuff like that, but like Elden Ring's done the perfect. This new world that they built,
yeah,
the art direction, phenomenal, great game. If you haven't picked it up, what are you doing? Yeah,
for real. Or if you picked it up and you haven't played it, what are you doing?
yo, stop taking shots at Chris.
All right, Chris, what's your pick on this one, man? I mean, you don't need to play these to talk about art direction.
Yeah, no,
sure,
I got this one. I got it, bro. I got it. Honestly, I'm probably gonna go with Horizon just because that game, ever since they made the first one, aesthetically, it's been one of the best looking games for me, like ever, type of thing. I think they do an exceptional job at. Slight pause. They nail this, and so many games get this wrong. But Horizon's color palette on everything is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Colors pop. They are bright. They're vibrant. All of the environments feel like lush. You know what I'm saying? Like I love how they handle that stuff in that game. So, and I like all the whole techie animals and aesthetically the game is beautiful for me. I really do enjoy watching that game. I even enjoy watching the cutscenes. I remember in the first game when I still don't remember the name of the creature, but it's that big ass giraffe thing with the saucer head. I got on it for the first time and I was like, bruv, this shit is hard, dog. What is this? And you're just walking and you just see all this shit and I'm like, hey yo, the last time I felt like, oh my god, this is cool, was when I was playing Skyrim back when they used to let you ride on the dragons and you were able to just get on one and literally go across the map. That's the last time where I was like, yo, this is dope. Yeah, Horizon, it just, for me personally, it does it for me. It just does.
I feel that. Okay.
I agree with the coloring. They do have like a lot of colorful plants that like really do pop out. So I'll give
yeah.
But still going to Elden Ring.
Yeah. I would say this, like Horizon's always been that game that you really should play with like an HDR TV, like get the
absolutely
colors to really like slap you right in the face. Yeah, that's a good pick. That's definitely a good pick. All right, moving on to the next one here. We got best narrative. So best narrative, best story, essentially in a game. So the nominees here are going to be A Plague's Tale: Requiem. We got Gold. Why do I keep messing up this name? Elden Ring, God of War: Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and Immortality. For me, I gotta go God of War so far. I mean, I haven't even beat it yet, but goddamn, the story is just, there's just a roller coaster of emotions in the story. A lot of characters that you really feel for, you really connect with. I think the dialogue between the characters is just phenomenal. And again, I haven't even finished it yet. I'm apparently barely halfway through it, according to my guy Manny. But
man,
but yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say you're gonna pick God of War as well.
Of course, like I said, this game just narratively, like it hits, man. Like the goods, when everything's all happy and jolly, and the sads when everybody's all down and sad. it's fucking amazing, bro. Like the storytelling, it's not all action. You know, it's like when you play the old God of Wars, that's how it used to be. It used to be badass fucking everything up. But like now, yo, like I I love Kratos even more because of like how good narratively this game is and like how much and it makes you like I don't know what the word is. Oh, fuck, I can't think of the word, but like it makes you feel for him, and that's what I love so much about God of War is like they actually gave Kratos a good fucking story. You know, like he's not just as badass killing all these guys. Like he just want to be a good dad. You know, like he's just that guy.
Yeah, it very much humanizes him. Like it's a story
Mm-hmm.
that anybody can relate to, protecting your family and protecting your loved ones. So that is definitely why I enjoy the story as well. Um, all right, so yeah, we'll move over to the next one. Spare Chris on this one. Dude,
Yeah,
game.
but
We can talk about best game direction here. So this is definitely something we can all attribute to, even if we haven't necessarily played the game, just because there's some unique entries in this one here. So we got, of course, the two that we've been saying for the last like 5 categories. We got Elden Ring and we got God of War Ragnarok. We've got Horizon Forbidden West, and we have Immortality and Stray. So Elden Ring is going to be mine. Just get that out of the way right now. Yeah, the way that game is structured, from just the fact that, and Manny mentioned it before, it's not all of the game is brand new, but we haven't really seen a Souls game structured this way before. Uh, where, like, I mean, obviously there's zero hand holding. It just drops you in the world.
of course.
Just like figure this shit out. You got this big ass environment to interact with. Um, Very non-linear. You can fight, well, certain bosses you have to fight at certain times, but you can fight any
Oh yeah.
boss pretty much at any point in time. You can also leave, if you're getting frustrated, you can go to another one, go power up. Like, just the way the game is structured, where you it's really a lot about exploring first and foremost. Like going to these different caves, getting this different weapon, getting as many souls as you can, or I forget what the game's version of souls are. I forget what they're called.
Runes.
Runes. Yep, getting runes, using the runes to level yourself up. Like it's just like the total package of that game is just it's just something different, bro. Then you sprinkle in the multiplayer elements, and being able to like write your name down on the ground, bring your friend in to help you fight this like hard ass boss. It's just top to bottom, like everything about the design of this game just floored me. And I've talked about it many times, but that game took over my life for like damn near 2 months. I didn't play any other games but that game for damn near 2 months, which is crazy. Which is crazy to talk about. Like, even nowadays, if I'm like wrapped into a certain game, like I'll take some time to play like a little bit of Rocket League or something here and there. Nope, like it was for a good month and some change. Elden Ring, Elden Ring, Elden Ring, all day long. So yeah, that game had me wrapped around its finger.
Yeah, I gotta give it to it. I'll say Elden Ring in this one. As much as like I would want to vote for God of War Ragnarok, there's the direction, like you said, of Elden Ring was like perfect. It kept you wanting to got you hooked. The way things were with like leveling up, having to like explore through these caves to get these certain items to get the stuff you want. The boss battles and all that kind of thing. I think it was like a perfect direction, like for Elden Ring. As much as I love God of War, I feel like, it's like, I mean, it depends what like you describe as like, the direction of the game. Like, would you say like the direction as in like the way the story went, or like just more of just like the way the gameplay is and everything like that?
I think it's generally all encompassing, like in totality, gameplay plus the storyline. I guess maybe the storyline doesn't play as much of a factor into it, but I mean I will say, like, if we're talking about the very first God of War, I think it would definitely get that best game direction. But like I don't. There's obviously some elements of this God of War that are different and have been expounded upon, but I think for the most part, it's still pretty much the same formula, you know. So, and it kind of has to be because it's a continuous story. Um, so I guess that's why I wouldn't consider it, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
that's
like,
what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
because like the gameplay is still kind of the same and all that kind of things. You know, it's like still that action adventure game done perfectly, of course.
of
So
course.
like, God of War, I'll give it its credit. Elden Ring's direction definitely is like something new and something that like a lot of future games should like copy if they're gonna go for that kind of style game.
Yeah, they will copy. I mean, it's just too big of a success. You know, they're gonna
Yeah.
copy it. Chris, I mean, get your take on this one, man.
I probably have to agree with you guys just based upon just this amount of effort I think that went into it, and like even just down to the fact that they got George R. Martin to be a part of it, even just down to the fact that they released a game to this magnitude with little to no true issues that anybody reported. I think you got to look at that. Even though, I mean, I guess you can look at game direction and stuff as like narrative stuff and all that stuff too, but I kind of look at it from everything, like if you don't have good game direction, your game's not going to come out as flawless as it did. It's not gonna. I don't know. I feel like you got to really have a good focus in order to make your game hit the marks, hit the milestones, hit the dates that you want to have it come out. And yeah, no, I think they did an excellent job with that for sure. Everything seems like it was thought of in that game. Um, yeah, no, I don't. Even though I know I haven't played it like that or whatever, like I can objectively say from the outside looking in, like that shit has like very little holes in that game, man, for sure. Um, so that's what I'll go with.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
Elden Ring definitely got the direction.
yeah. So, so I think this is where our, our opinions are going to diverge a little bit here. This is the big one. This is the one that most people really came to see. They want to talk about a little bit. So it's going to be Game of the Year, and the Game Awards site, their little blurb about it is that it's recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. So the nominees are A Plague's Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I didn't mean to laugh on those last two, but yeah, I think we know it's a 2-horse race for the most part. I don't think anybody's gonna be shocked to hear me say that I'm going with Elden Ring. I think the game has just been an absolute cultural phenomenon, and it's tough. It's gonna be tough for people voting online and whoever else it is that comes to that decision. Like it's gonna be tough to pick between the two games. Like God of War is a masterpiece, and I think Elden Ring is an absolute masterpiece. I just think for me, what pushes it a little bit further is just I just spent a fuck ton of time in that game, and there's just so much to do, so much replay value. But at the same time, God of War's story is just, and again, I'll reiterate, I haven't finished it yet, but so far, it's very engrossing. Like, I mean, I know what happened in Elden Ring. I know I can tell you the story, but I think a lot of people will play this game and the story will be lost on them just because of the way it's structured. It's not like as narratively focused. It's way more gameplay focused and you kind of creating your own story and experiencing things in your own way. But I personally like that. So that's why I lean a lot more towards Elden Ring. And obviously there's also the multiplayer element to it too. Like the memories that I've made in that game is just like, they're just like some of the core memories, like best memories I've had in gaming, period. So for me, it's got to be Elden Ring. But I'm gonna hold off on you for a second, all right? We'll switch up the order here. So Chris, which one you taking out of this one, man? I know you got straight, right?
Well, I think that whoever did these nominations needs to chill on the gok for Stray because there's a lot of that going on right now. Like if we count, how much is it? Like 7 different categories that strays in.
So yeah.
So get the whole fuck out of here with that shit, Bree. Y'all gotta chill. At least come up for air. God damn. Jesus. Yeah, it's got to be Elden Ring, man. Again, even if you don't like the game, bro, like you can't deny what happened this year. Like you can't. Again, we got to go back to it. It's hard to get these hood dudes to play another game besides COD or 2K. It's extremely hard. Come over to the crib. Yo, what games you got? 2K. What else? COD. You want to play this? No. It's always no. They don't even consider it. I don't even understand how it worked, but hey, if it pulled that off, you got to give it Game of the Year. You got to. You got to. I know there's a lot of other factors to it too, but that, man, you got the Hood brothers, man. That's impressive. That is impressive, man.
It did have a very wide appeal. Did have a very wide appeal. Gotta give it that.
Not a lot of games could do that, man. And it's like, yeah, it's unanimous at this point. There's not one person who said this game's garbage. Not one. Not one. So you got to give it to it. If a God of War is so new that I could actually see it maybe winning like next year more realistically than this year. Like it's just, I hate when games come out like a couple weeks ago and they're already in like nominations like this so quickly. It's very fast
for this game to release to put in the nominations.
Well, I know, but like
that's true. They did.
If you ask a lot of people if they, well, no, a lot of people probably have played it, but even then, like some people they haven't even beat it yet. You know, like I don't know. I just wish that there was a little bit more breathing room between
not developers, but like a lot of like contractors and stuff like that gets the game like couple.
Yeah, well, true.
I think I could be wrong on this one. I may very well be wrong on this one, but I think Game of the Year is a combination of users' votes and then also like a council of people like on the board, or I don't know how to better describe that. And they've all played the game already. They get it early. So there's that to factor in, you know, like media usually gets it early for them to do this type of stuff. So, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, no, I get that part. You know, like I definitely understand that they get their hands on it early, but to me, it's almost like when you don't give it enough room to breathe, there's so many people who either haven't beat it, haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. So when they win stuff like this, it's almost like you can kind of get why they won, but you really don't get it yet because you ain't finished, playing. And that's the only point that I think is a little weak. But other than that, I mean, I can't deny that people are talking about it like it's like crack, so it is what it is. But with all that being said, yeah, Elden Ring. Elden Ring takes that, man. There's nothing. There's no debate. Not at all.
Oh, I think.
Dog, there is no debate. What you want to? You got some?
I mean, look at God of War and be like, "There's no debate."
You can bring it up. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. Listen, Manny. As powerful as the game of God of War is, compared to Elden Ring and the run that it had this year, it's honorable mention when it comes to Elden Ring, bro. You have to look at it like that. You got to. Bro, what?
Let's say it's an easy runaway for Elden Ring because God of War is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece with no flaws.
I'm not saying it's not.
With Elden Ring is a fucking masterpiece of a game too. You gotta look at it in both.
I'm trying to. I'm very much trying to, bro. But it's just
you have God of War.
I barely played Elden Ring. I barely played Elden Ring, but I know enough to say that this shit had cats losing their mind for a solid 4 or 5 months. You know what I mean? Like it was probably even longer than that. Probably even longer than that, man. And they got so many different people.
Still captivating people, right? Like I just saw the other day, a buddy of mine just posted how he finally beat Elden Ring. You know what I mean? Like. Been a long time coming, but
you can't deny it, man. It's like I get what you're saying. God of War is masterpiece. I'm not denying it, but the pull, the gravity that Elden Ring has earned itself this year, like, bro.
Look, I'm gonna put it like this. I don't think it's a runaway when you have a game like God of War in there. I don't think it's like foregone conclusion, but I also don't think it's as close as Manny. Like I feel like there's a middle ground here. Like Chris is saying it's like boom, way over here. Manny's saying it's like right here. I feel like it's like right here. You know, like
I
like
can't see sadly what you're saying when you say right here.
sorry. Like it's like, you know, it's like an arm's length away, basically. Like it's not out of the ballpark. You know what I mean? But it's also not right next to each other. It's not neck and neck in my eyes. And you know, I may feel differently about it when I beat the game. I don't think I will, because for me, I don't think a story is what makes a game of the year, right? And I think that God of War has story in droves. Like I can already see where this shit's gonna go, because God of War as a story has me engrossed, because I'm a father, and I obviously not to the level of what Kratos and Atreus are going through right now, but like I feel for Kratos and his idea or his concepts of wanting to keep his son safe and all those different types of things. So that story really, really resonates with me, and that's why the first game resonated with me as well when I went ahead and replayed it a couple months ago. But as far as like core gameplay elements and like the memories that I created, the multiplayer experiences, all of that shit, it's like Elden Ring has that shit locked down, and it was just like absolute cultural moment.
Yeah. That's big.
I'm gonna go with God of War.
Of course you are.
As much love it, you know, sadly I haven't beat Elden Ring yet, but like I feel like I played enough to where I can say, like, you know, I've faced the majority of the bosses and everything like that, and I enjoyed my time. I agree, like we had fun multiplayer wise and all that things, but like it's just like you said, like it hit a personal level. You know, me and my kids, I gotta protect my kids too as a father. So like, you know, I just felt like Kratos for a moment.
Do we need to call Maury? What's happening right now?
I like the overall story and everything like that, the gameplay experience, you know, the fact that it's like this, you know, it's like open, like I would say like an open world linear kind of game, but like the experience you get is great. I like all the main missions. I'm dabbling into like the side missions and everything like that now, because, you know, I was worried about not completing the story before Warzone came out. That would have been like, you know, sad for me if I didn't get to beat it. But just the overall experience, I think, like was just like an enjoyable game. You know, like the perfect all around.
I'll tell you one thing. Today I ran into a weird, potentially game-breaking bug. Manny had a potential fix for me, so I'm gonna go back and try it out. But yeah, there's a moment I ran into on God of War, because I was trying to beat it before Warzone dropped today. Trying to beat it before 1:00. And I mean, apparently that wasn't gonna happen according to Manny. 10 more hours to go. What the fuck is that? But I hit this bug where like I can't hit circle to go to the next point in the game, and when I tell you, like it's basically, I got to this point, like I'm doing everything that needs to be done, and I'm going through this big fight. It's not like a boss fight, but there's just a lot of enemies. I get to the last enemy, bro. The very last enemy with barely any health.
I hate when that happens.
I tried to do a little sidestep and do my little move, because I was, well, actually I'm not gonna say what I was playing as, because that could be a spoiler. But anyways, did my little sidestep, swung my weapon, and somehow dude just uppercutted me and I died. So I was already mad as it was, and then I reload in and I can't hit circle to keep going. Nah, bro, I was livid. I had to turn it off. I had to walk away for a little bit. It wasn't a good sight. I was not pleased. So
thankfully, if God of War has like a system in where you if you go to loads and they have like a preset of like 10 different load times, and they'll tell you like how far back it was, and I'll say it goes pretty far back. So, you know,
if that
possibly
works,
you could avoid that.
If that works, we're good. But if it don't work, I'm gonna be very mad. Writing Sony a letter.
All I gotta say is that better win in innovation accessibility. No, let me stop.
Oh God.
Yo, this man's.
Oh man. Well, man, that is actually a really smart way to like overcome like those bad like save file glitches and all those different types of things. So I'm hoping that fixes the problem. But yeah, I think that's probably a good place to end it here. Obviously, you know, We'll wait till December 8th to really see what all these nominees are. There's also a ton of other categories that we really didn't get into as of yet, like best esports game and so on and so forth. So, we'll see that. And of course, as we always do every single year, we're going to be live streaming it as well, December 8th at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So, again, to reiterate, we're not going to be having an episode next week. We're taking a little break for Thanksgiving, but we'll be back the week afterwards, before the Game Awards. And then, of course, the week after that will be the Game Awards. So, yeah, we'll see you guys then. Of course, make sure to check us out on our social media platforms at XPac Pod on Twitter, for as long as there is a Twitter. And and search us up, Xpansion Pack Podcast on TikTok. And thank you guys for watching and listening. We'll check you guys out not next week, the week after next week.
In 2 weeks.
Peace.
Hi.
Peace.